I'm waiting for Merrick Garland to indict my father for being part of an assassination. You know, that's what's next.
It's a conspiracy.
Nothing would surprise me at this point. Yeah, he's part of the conspiracy. He may be the intended target, but they're going to try to throw him in jail for that anyway because they can't stop him in any other ways.
That was Don Jr. doing a rambling and oddly energetic interview on Fox News immediately after his father's disastrous town hall in Flint, Michigan. And you know, I am done pulling punches with these people. If you guys want to see me go hard, go full throttle on MAGA from now until Election Day, leave a like on this video because Don Jr. tells a lie in this video, in this interview, that really pisses me off. It's almost an insult to our personal intelligence because he tries to claim that Democrats are responsible for the amped up tension in American politics over the past decade. He tries to say that Democrats' rhetoric have led directly to the multiple assassination attempts on Donald Trump, and this video will exist as the ultimate debunking of that. I will run you through all of the best arguments against Don Jr.'s claims right here, and many of the arguments are using Don Jr.'s own words. So leave a like on this video, strap in, and let's hit it. We can start off with this post from Don Jr. where he said, "Got my Paul Pelosi costume ready." Paul Pelosi Halloween costume ready just months after Nancy Pelosi's husband, Paul Pelosi, was beat in the head with a hammer by a MAGA supporter, someone who is chanting, "Where's Nancy? Where's Nancy?" which is something that Donald Trump has said at his rallies in the past. This person broke into Nancy Pelosi's home, beat her husband with a hammer. He now has a prosthetic hand, and while he was getting all of this surgery, Don Jr. made this post, and he wants to say that we are inflammatory. He wants to say that we're the ones who have amped up the tensions. If you put this in contrast with how the Democrats responded both times Trump was almost assassinated, all of the Democrats immediately called him to make sure that he was okay. They double checked. Even Donald Trump himself has made jokes about Nancy Pelosi's husband, so this is a top-down thing.
Force anarchy on the American people while they live in safety, in many cases behind walls. You know that? Nancy Pelosi has a big wall wrapped around her house. Of course, it didn't help too much with the problem she had, did it? But she had a big wall wrapped around her house. But then she says, we don't want to, you have no idea what it will.
Everything Donald Trump says is so inherently inflammatory. I mean, his claim to fame in American politics was saying that Obama wasn't born in America. A few years later, he had his crowds chanting, "Lock her up," which was unprecedented in American politics for somebody to try to weaponize the criminal and justice system like that. Then at the 2016 RNC, Michael Flynn had the entire crowd chanting, "Lock her up, lock her up." This was the moment the entire Republican Party was wrapped around Trump's finger, and we haven't even gotten to the election fraud claims yet. What do you think happens when you convince half of the population in a country that every single institution around them is rigged, and not only rigged, but working against them actively to persecute them? Eventually, people will begin to lose their minds. That is what happens. And before I play this Don Jr. clip, I want to play my favorite game. It's a fun exercise where we go through Donald Trump's post where he's calling us inflammatory, and we highlight all of the inflammatory sections. It'll take 1 second. He said, "The rhetoric, lies, as exemplified by the false statements," right here he's calling Kamala a liar, that is inflammatory, "made by comrade Kamala Harris," that is inflammatory, he's calling her a communist, "during the rigged and highly partisan ABC debate," he is attacking the media, "and all of the ridiculous lawsuits," he is undermining our criminal and justice system, "specifically designed to inflict damage," he is saying that he is the victim, that is inflammatory, "on Joe's and Kamala's political opponent." He won't even call Biden President Joe Biden. He then says the communist left rhetoric, the bullets are flying, and it'll only get worse. So Trump says in this post that our rhetoric is what caused his assassination attempts, but in this very same post, he uses all of this rhetoric and then says our borders must be closed. The terrorists, criminals, mentally insane need to be immediately removed from American cities and deported back to their counties of origin. By counties, do you mean Springfield, Ohio, where Haitians are legally there? We can just highlight this whole portion, and at this point, the yellow is blinding me. I mean, look at all of this yellow. That is a visual representation of how divisive Donald Trump is, and just put that in contrast to this clip of Don Jr.
And they insinuated all of this rhetoric to get some of the most radical people of their party, unfortunately that's becoming a lot more people, to go after and literally try to kill him. enough is enough. America doesn't have to go down this route, but it's going to continue. You think if they're going to stop, if they stop Trump, you don't think that every person watching this right now is ultimately in their crosshairs, their freedoms, their liberties, all of the things that they love about their country? That's all on the table this election, Jesse. That's why it matters. We can't have apathy. We can't sit it out. We can't let the nonsense get in the way. We have to understand what the Democrats are doing because they're saying it out loud. They're not pretending anymore, Jesse. They're saying it out loud. When someone tells you who they are, listen.
Yep. The only thing that we're saying out loud is that we want more healthcare, we want more housing, we want you guys to stay the hell out of our homes, stay the hell out of our medical procedures, and we want you to mind your own damn business. I don't know what he thinks Democrats are saying, but I like how he says we need to tone down the rhetoric. Then literally seconds later, he says word for word, Democrats are putting everybody watching in their crosshairs as if we're gonna kill everybody watching. He uses this inflammatory rhetoric while in the process saying that we are inflammatory. It's the same type of projection that he got from his father. He also has a line about the Democratic Party growing increasingly radical. He said that more and more people in our party are radical. He acts like all of the far left people on Twitter represent every single sitting Democrat when that is not true. But all of these crazy people on Twitter that are right-leaning or far-right that say the election was stolen, that make up conspiracy theories about Jewish space lasers, you can actually find people in Congress that believe that on the Republican side. In fact, about 50 to 60% of sitting Republican congressmen and women believe the election was stolen in 2020. So when Don Jr. says that the Democrats are radical, the sitting Democrats are not. The farthest left Democrat in Congress is who? Bernie Sanders, somebody that just wants more health care. And then the farthest right sitting members of Congress are who? Marjorie Taylor Greene, Matt Gaetz, Lauren Boebert, all of these vile people that make up about half of the Republicans in Congress. That is the fundamental difference that this dude does not understand. And I like how he's always oddly energetic, rambling his way through these interviews. I mean, look at the beginning of this clip. He does this weird nervous laugh. They're both, look at this. Like, what is this? He's very out of breath.
For Merrick Garland to indict my father for being part of an assassination.
And nobody's going to indict your father for being a part of an assassination. Your father got indicted for election interference, for falsifying business records. Your father got indicted for playing cat and mouse with the FBI with documents that were top secret. And Don Jr. is making light of it, downplaying it while also saying that he is a patriot. I mean, Trump has turned his back on our country, stabbed our country in the back in 100 different ways. And these people smile through it and try to gaslight us. That is why it disgusts me, and that is why we cannot stop saying that Trump is a threat to democracy. We should not stop calling him out for what he is. If you agree, leave a like, comment a blue heart, hit that subscribe button so you can be a part of this beautiful community and have a great rest of your day. See you.